Good afternoon, in some cases, good evening, and good night, depending on where we come on these lives at whatever time it is in our nation. So for me, I'm on the Eastern Standard Time Zone, and it's a little after 3 a.m. Standard Time. So, decide to get on here, talk about a little bit of everything, I guess. No real set program, if you will, or outline. Just talking. So you might notice a couple of things. Number one, very simplistic title, Be Grateful. And then you're probably wondering, what's up with the thumbnail? Clouds? A beautiful sky? Absolutely. Why a beautiful sky? Why be grateful indeed? I'm Al Torcaso. You text me at 412-559-2731. I'll tell you the answer to those questions. You're alive. I know it sounds like I'm telling you the obvious. You're probably like, yeah, I'm alive. No, that's not all of it. You are alive, my friends. But let me get down to brass tacks real quickly. You're probably able to look outside the window during the daylight hours. And you might have a cloudy, rainy day, a snowy day, hopefully a beautiful sunny day, maybe a warm and sunny day. But if you can look outside, it doesn't matter what's going on unless it's dangerous. But you're alive, my friends. Let me tell you something. Let me give you a heads up. I have pictures that I've taken at cemeteries. And yeah, I'm going to use them as thumbnails at some point. Which ones, I don't know. To drive home a point, my friends, you're alive. Be grateful. Because guess what? There are literally, most likely, billions of people dead. If we look at the beginning of humanity, think about how many people are dead. Let's think for a minute about the United States Civil War. Every Union soldier, every Civil War soldier or participant, they're all dead. Most of them have been dead for at least 130 years or more. They're dead. The founders of the United States of America, dead. We can go on. So when I say to you to be grateful, let me see who this person is. Okay. Unfortunately, I can't really read it until I get close. It looks like Ken, or I hope I'm getting the name right, but I appreciate you being in here and the comments. But let me get down to the business at hand. Being grateful is a lot. But let me give you some rundowns. If you can walk to your window or walk outside or period, walk, you need to be grateful. If you can talk, be grateful. If you can see and hear. And now these may be things you might be like, really? Yeah, really. I've met people in that position that they couldn't walk, they couldn't talk. Or, unfortunately, I met people who are now dead. So you are ahead of the game. Unfortunately, we have people that can't see in this world. We have people in this world that can't hear. We have people who can't walk, who can't talk, or they can talk, but because they have psychological or medical issues, they're not able to. They're nonverbal. So if you can do all those things, you should almost be jumping up and down for joy. Now, let me tell you a little something. I visited a great friend in the hospital yesterday. because it's after midnight my time. This gentleman suddenly and unexpectedly had to get 2 massive, major, life-altering operations, surgeries. And I'm grateful for the fact that my friend is still living. Now, I don't want to really speak about him per se, but this gentleman had brain surgery because he has the word that rhymes with answer. Yeah. Y'all have to listen between the airwaves. I don't want to say it, but it rhymes with answer in the brain. So he had to get an operation, a surgery, because of the brain answer that he has. I don't want to say the word. I don't want to speak it into being. I hate that word. Now, I don't usually hate anything. I hate that word. So you need to understand what being grateful is. I mean, listen, I get it. You know, our lives, we live our lives and we take so much for granted. And I'm not saying we should feel guilty about it, but I am going to tell you something. If you ate today, be grateful. If you had something you love, be grateful. By the way, any political stuff like that will be removed. I would highly suggest you don't do that on my watch. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, I got to get rid of some garbage. We're not doing political on either side. It will be gone. And bye. Now, that being said, I'm not going with the Democrats or the Republicans. Nobody is going to invade our chats. We need to start. We as YouTube content creators need to stand up. Don't even get me started. You really don't want that, trust me. Legally and peacefully, that's okay. Because I can do speeches and preaches. No offense to ministers. I could go there. We don't want to do that. Because I will delete you. I will remove you. I believe in freedom and freedom of speech. But you have your own channel if you want to play that game. You ain't coming in my house. This is my YouTube channel. This is my house. You might want to recognize. Now, if you all decide to attack me and do all that, that's all good. Because I'll remember you and you will be blocked. Oh, by the way, you'll be reported too sometimes. Every now and then when I feel the urge. But we're going back to the regularly scheduled talk over here. So, if you got up today and you have food, you need to be grateful. If you have wheels, you know, a car, an SUV, a motorcycle, a truck, whatever it is, if you have it, be grateful. Or check this out. My friend that had 2 operations. This person has a vehicle. But that person doesn't know when they're going to be able to drive again, or if they will be able to drive again. So things can happen on a moment's notice. You could be on anybody's chat, or you could be on anybody's channel, or you could just be living life and boom. About 6 days ago, he had to have another operation. Totally unexpected. If he didn't, he wouldn't be breathing right now. And my point is this. I'm not here to chastise anybody. When they do wrong, I'm going to point it out. There are going to be times when I ignore it. But there are going to be times when I point it out. Let me explain this to you very carefully. This is not just about being grateful for your health. This is about gratefulness and how it can literally change your life. I will tell you this, the more grateful we are, a lot of times, the more successful we become. Now, this is kind of metaphysical, but it actually is true. It's almost as if God, yeah, I said God, or for some, they want to believe it's the universe. That's all good. I love them anyway. But it's like God hears your gratefulness, even if you're not verbally out there doing it. Or maybe you did something today, or will do it. You might be at a big box store and you smile at the cashier. Or you may give that cashier a compliment. Or you may go and do a lot of times the companies have surveys in this world. You might do something that's very kind. And you may impact a life, guys and gals. We need to be more grateful because, trust me when I tell you, your next second, your next breath, it's not guaranteed. Not even close. You know, my dog, Coco, our dog, Coco Courageous, one of his favorite places to go to the bathroom, to liquidate, is in a cemetery. This particular cemetery has been around my city, Pittsburgh, PA, the home of the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Pittsburgh Penguins, and the so-called baseball team, but we won't go there. But at any rate, he likes to go to the cemetery, one particular one. When I go to the cemeteries, I like to look at the monuments and the dates. The people were alive and when they left. And there's a lot of people that's been there for more than 100 years. Some close to 200. And as a matter of fact, there's one in the cemetery across the street, or actually two of them, that are from the 1700s. One was a general and a general's son in the Revolutionary War of the United States. The one that caused the United States to become the United States. They're buried there. Think about how long they were dead. Let me give you perspective. If you were to live, let's do some really wild number. Let's say you lived 170 years and you were the oldest person in modern history to live. You realize you're going to be dead a lot longer than that. You're going to be dead for thousands, millions, or billions of years. So that's how small amount of time you have to make impact. Now, we can be ignorant like a lot of people that get on and harass myself and other people. We can do that. Or we can be bullies, or we can be whatever. Or we can be heroes. We can be people who make people feel wanted. We can change lives. And it doesn't take a lot, trust me. You know, I often will wait for a manager when I go out, wherever I'm at. Take the time, talk to a manager, or do a survey and bring people up. I'm about bringing people up. Now, when people do wrong, I'm going to check it a lot of times. Not always, but a lot. I don't like disrespect of me or anybody in my life, period. And for the very moment that you're here, whether it's 1 second or 1 hour, you're in my life. We're in each other's lives. And I'm going to have you be respected. And I'm going to be respected. But I want to give you a couple of things to understand where I'm really deeply coming from. I've been close to death many times. unexpectedly too. One time I was driving our vehicle, a different one that we have now, and I have a medical issue with the heart. And all of a sudden, boom, while I'm driving at about 40 miles an hour, I have an attack. An attack that could have not only killed me, but my girlfriend and whoever I would have slammed into. But you want to know something? I dealt with it and I kept driving and I pulled over to a gas station. I called my doctor and they told me, calm down and drive home. And I'm here. That was about 6 years ago. And there was one time I walked into the restroom in my house and I started to fall over and almost died. I've been in, and I'll get to these chats one day. It's hard for me to do it. I'm not being rude not to answer you. The only way I could do it is get extremely close up. And it's not that I don't want to. I'm on a phone, so it's hard to see it. But don't think for a minute that I'm ignoring you. Let's see, it looks like. Hold up, I'm going to have to get my bald head up here. Oh, boy. Looks like Heath Woods. I think I got that right. But like I said, I almost died a number of times, and I was in vehicular accidents. You may notice a lot of times if you've been watching my videos on a regular basis, I move around a lot. That's because in 1986, a lot of y'all weren't even live yet. In 1986, I had a vehicular accident that I was probably within an inch of being killed because my vehicle almost went over a cliff that was at least 500 to 5,000 feet down. I don't know. I don't know the exact amount, but it was a long way down over the cliff, a long way down. And I'm here. Now, I've been through some stuff. This past July, 2024, suddenly out of nowhere, my left leg and my left foot started having the weirdest feelings and some of the worst pain in the worst pain in my entire life. And I've had operations and surgeries in my life. This pain was the worst. You want to talk about being grateful? For 7 days, I was bedridden. 7. Guess what, guys and gals? Not only could I not get out of bed, I couldn't even move in the bed. On the 6th day of my stay, I didn't have any breakfast. I didn't have any lunch or dinner. Why didn't I have it? It was right next to me. I could not physically move enough to even drag myself up to rest my head against the bed. Because, in the hospital, a lot of beds are able to be moved. You could sit it up to help you sit up and all that. I couldn't even do that. I couldn't eat because of the pain. I couldn't literally get up. Now, if any of you might be like, oh, he's just over dramatizing it. That couldn't be real. I would love for people to believe that I'm lying to them. I would love for that because the evidence is there. You can look up Albert Torcaso on Facebook and you will see videos from July that I looked dead almost. And people said to me, why would you do a Facebook Live looking that way? And I had a good answer for them. I said, because I looked that way. I looked half dead. They said, I don't get it. I said, well, think about it. I'm eventually going to get better with God's help. They said, yeah. I'm going to be walking again. They said, yeah. I'm going to hopefully look healthier again. They said, yeah. I said, that's why I did it. People may not believe it when I'm looking good, but when they see it with their own 2 eyeballs, they're going to be all right. So that's why I did it. Now, if you go to Facebook and you look up Albert Torcaso and you look at what I look like in July in that hospital, you're going to be like, wow, Yeah, I did not look good. Dude, I look bad. I look like I was ready to go. I looked like I was ready to check out. And I didn't mean from a hotel, a motel, a Holiday Inn, or a Airbnb or any of that. I mean dead. That's how bad I looked. And that's the truth. That's the truth. I unfortunately discovered that a lot of my lives that I had done for whatever reason, the audio didn't work. And I did not know that because I was in the hospital. I had no idea. So there's, I think, one or two that has audio, but all of them show how bad I looked. And it was bad. So what happened was, let me give you a little bit more background. The pain was so bad, literally, that I could not sit up at all. If I had gone to sit up, the pressure, even though it wasn't directly on my leg or my foot, for whatever reason, it was like being stabbed and pulled apart all together. It was bad. And then in your leg, my leg felt like a vice grip that would not move, and then suddenly like a spring that broke or whatever, and it just flew out. I mean, it was bad. So I can personally tell you, I'm grateful that I'm able to walk again. I know what it's like. I don't want to be grotesque or anything, but when you're bedridden, you can't even go to the bathroom. I mean, you need help just to go to the bathroom, guys and gals. So when I talk about being grateful, if you can go to the restroom, be grateful. If you can walk in there, ladies and gentlemen, and do whatever you got to do, wash your hands or whatever, you need to be happy. You know, a lot of people think I'm being ignorant. But a lot of times when people say, I'm going to go ahead and go to the bathroom, my reply is, you enjoy that. And people think I'm being nasty or ignorant. I'm like, no, I literally mean be glad, because a lot of people can't. Right now, as we speak, there are people in the hospital that have catheters or whatever it is because they can't go, or they need nurses or whatever just to go. And I don't want to gross you out if you are eating early breakfast or dinner, depending on where you are. But let's get real. Gratefulness can be everything. It can be anything. I want you to think about this. What if today, or let's say Friday for some of us, what if you just got paid from wherever you work or your business? Be grateful for that. Because those people don't have anything. There are people out there who have nothing. And there are people that, of course, we know that are homeless. There are so many things to be grateful for. And there are people that are quadriplegics. I may not pronounce that right. Can't even move. Except maybe, if they're lucky, maybe a teeny little bit. One gentleman that played in the movie Superman, Christopher Reeve, the late Christopher Reeve, was able-bodied, walk, run, whatever. I believe he fell off a horse, became a quadriplegic, could not move the rest of his life, barely could talk. He had to actually have equipment just to talk. So you're ahead of the game. Make no mistake, you're ahead of the game. But what you have to understand is this. We don't know what's coming the next second. We really don't. We need to understand how lucky we are. But also, I don't want just for us to be where we are forever, financially or otherwise. So you'll see many of my videos now talk about getting a side hustle and all of that. And people are probably like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. Well, here's what you need to get. I would love for everybody to have abundance. Period. What I mean is, being able to get what you need, or maybe getting something you never thought you could, or getting in a situation where you could quit your job, all that. And fortunately, I happen to know for a fact that that happens in many lives around the globe. But I also like to bring people up, God willing, that are in situations where they probably think that they can never get ahead. Maybe they're working a minimum wage job. They don't think that they have the skills or that they'll ever get ahead, but that's not true, guys and gals. You know, there are millions upon millions of businesses on the internet. There really are. Billions, in my opinion, probably, at least a billion or more. And a lot of these are absolutely legitimate. And if you take them seriously, it can change your life. But what I want you to understand with regards to a side hustle, I have some prerequisites that I want you to follow through on. Don't get any business at this point other than an internet-based business. Why? It's not to have anything against you getting a food truck or a brick and mortar business. But why I say internet is this. When you're doing an internet-based business, you can earn money 24 hours a day when you're there or when you're asleep. When you're with your wife or your husband, your children, whatever it is. You can do it. Now, a lot of people don't believe that there are people earning a lot of money out there because maybe they've tried it and let's just say they got cheated, because it happens. My cats are fighting in the room. My girlfriend's going to take care of that. You may hear the hissing right now. Hold on a minute. I got to take care of something. Annette, if you don't take care of it, I will. That's Cochise Cherokee. He's our one troubled cat. And if he keeps it up, he's going to find himself in big trouble. I'm going to ball him out. But at any rate, see what I mean? You don't know what's going to happen. Now, Cochise just went after one of the cats. The other one's his sisters. I think he hates women because he only attacks the girls. I don't understand it, but that's another live or whatever. But getting back to, and yes, that's Coco Courageous. He's letting Cochise know that he didn't appreciate it. That's our dog letting Cochise the cat know. Getting back to the business at hand. People have to understand that even though you may have gotten cheated, if you've ever been in a business, there are legitimate businesses out there. And if you take it seriously, and if you take the time to learn, it can change your life. You know, the business I've been telling you about, it changed my life and Annette's. And I can tell you, I don't have any problem telling you the truth, even if you get mad and leave. I've gotten paid multiple times. And it went right into my financial institution. And to be honest with you, 3 out of the times that I got paid, I didn't even know I got paid until I looked at my alerts for my financial institution's account. And the first time I actually literally called up and said, there's something wrong with my account. They said, well, what's wrong? I said, well, there's more money in it than supposed to be in it. So if I had more money or you had more money in your account, bank account or whatever, why would you be calling up the bank and saying, hey, man, something's not right? Something's not right. I know why I did it. Because if it's wrong, and that money's not really supposed to be there, they're going to take it from you at some point, and you can get an overdraft. So I was like, this is wrong. But then, sure enough, they told me where the money came from. And I was one happy gentleman. You want to talk about grateful? I was very, very grateful. But I also want to share one thing with regards to the business that I'm in. I'm not going to give you the link. I'm not giving you the name. That's different videos you'll have to take a look at. But one thing that's beautiful, we share a 5-minute video, free tour video. Well, here's the beautiful part. If somebody becomes an affiliate, I earn $25 right off the bat. And people are like, well, that don't sound like a lot. I'm like, oh, really? Get your money out your pocket or purse or wallet or whatever. Take out $25 and just randomly donate it to a charity. Go ahead. But again, now you're looking at $25 or $50. You think that's a little now? But people say, well, is that all you get? The answer is no, not even close. Let me put it this way. There are people right now on this planet in different countries around the globe that are in the exact same company that have changed their life on multiple levels, including financial. Now, that is not hype. That's not here to try to get anybody in and any of that. That's a fact. And I'm not going to lie to make people feel good. That's not what I do. I'll tell the truth to make you feel good, but I won't lie to you to do it because I'm not going to lie. It's just not going to happen. So if it makes people feel bad, if they want to leave the live, let them leave. I love them, but let them leave. Yeah, I said let them leave because if I have to lie to them to keep them here, sorry, go somewhere else. I'm not lying. So here's the truth. I don't care what your education level is right now. I don't care if you've been told you're dumb, because you're not. Did you hear what I just said? I just gave you a compliment. I said you're not. Just because you've been told something or believe something, it doesn't make it true. So here's what I want you to know. With regards to an online business, a legitimate one, yes, you can earn money. Sometimes it's a little. Sometimes it's more than a little. Sometimes it's enough to quit your job. And sometimes it's enough to retire. And the reality of it is there are multimillionaires that started in online businesses. Started from $0 and 0 cents that are now multi-millionaires, my friends. So yeah. And it's legitimate. Now, I'm going to tell you, I want you to be very grateful for a million things. If you ate today, if you got the chance to sleep, if you had access to water, what have you. Things that we take for granted. There are literally millions, if not billions of people, at least a billion or so, who don't even have what you have. And if you're in a situation where you can buy bottled water, there are countries where they have to drink out of filthy water if they want any water. Reality. No, I'm not saying this to get you down. I want you to stay up. I want you to be energized. I want you to be realizing how blessed we are, because we are. Now, I do want you to understand a couple of things, though. I want you to succeed in a side hustle. Now, whether it's the company I'm in or something else. So I took the time in the description to put Dr. Joe Dispenza's YouTube page link in here. Now, you're probably going to have to copy and paste it. But I suggest you go and watch some of his movies. I mean, not movies, I'm sorry, videos. I apologize. At least 5 minutes a day. Or you can listen to Les Brown or Ivan Harris Sr. or a few other people, Bob Proctor, what have you. You want to change your mindset. You want to start believing that you can achieve things. Because here's the thing. Life is always going to put you down to some degree. Bring you up, but there are going to be people who put you down. Maybe a boss. It could be a family member. It could be a professor, a dean, a teacher. It could be millions of different situations. I'm here to tell you, just because you're where you're at now doesn't mean that's the final stop. Think of yourself being in a bus. That's not your stop to exit. Where you're exiting now is not your final exit. No. If you make the changes. Now, if you don't make the changes, you may be stuck there. But you're capable of making these changes. I want you to consider something here. You're on YouTube. Access to learning things that it's unlimited. Plus, you have things like Spotify. And you can invest some money. And there's audible.com. You can learn. And you can even learn when you don't think you can learn. You can learn by accident. Now, hold on a minute. How can I learn by accident? Okay? I'm not going to say something like that and just leave it like that. No, that's not me. You could decide, hypothetically, to pick a subject, get an audiobook, listen to it on your phone or in your vehicle, and it will absorb in your brain. And also, repetition is what makes our brains form what we would call habits. And I'm going to prove to you why repetition is so powerful and why repetition is so needed. Think about this. How many slogans from commercials, ads, adverts, they're called, different countries, or songs or whatever, did you know at least a little bit of? Now, people from the 1970s might remember some of these commercials. Hold the pickle, hold the lettuce, special sauce does not upset us. That was in the 70s. That was from a burger chain called Burger King. I believe, yeah, Burger King. And of course, McDonald's had their Big Mac one. And then, of course, Pepsi had one, and Coca-Cola had I Like to Teach the World to Sing. Take from a song from the 70s. So, or lines from movies that you might remember, or shows that you stream or watch. That's repetition. Well, take that repetition idea, get out some audiobooks, watch some videos constantly until it's ingrained in your brain, and take the actions necessary. And then if you were to, for example, get into the company I'm in, all you're going to do in my company is share a 5-minute free tour video. That's it. Well, you can do other things, and then we have access to other wonderful things too, but we won't get into that. But the point is, everything I ask you to do, you're capable of doing. I'm not going to ask you to do something you're not capable of. But even if I did and you were not capable of it right now, that doesn't mean you're never going to be capable. And if you believe that, you've been brainwashed, my friends, by teachers or family members or whatever. This is what you need to understand. You are not at your final destination. When I say there's genius in you, I mean it. I'm serious. Maybe you don't see it. Maybe you think it's funny when I say 99% of the people I say they have genius in them, they deny it or they laugh or they do both. But the reality is you have it. You might be like, yeah, right. No, you have it. Trust me, you have it. You may not discover it yet. You may never discover it if you don't focus in on what you're really good at. That's your job. But getting ready to close, I want you to do something when it's daylight, wherever you're at. I want you to go outside before you get ready to go to school or work or wherever you're going. Look up at the sky. Whether it's raining, snowing, it's sunny, it's hot, I don't care what it is. Take a second to look up. And if it's nighttime, look at the stars if you have a clear night. And if you have a cloudy night, look at the clouds. I don't care, but look up. And take a deep breath and be glad that you can look up. There are people in hospitals and other places right now. There are people right now who don't even have access to windows. So they can't look at the sky. If you can look at the sky, you're doing all right. If you could go outside and feel the night or daylight air, you're doing all right. If you just survived these horrendous hurricanes and you lost everything, it's a tragedy, and I'm very sorry for that. God willing, you'll be able to rebuild, but you're alive. I know it's hard. I know it's terrible. I know you're depressed. I know you think you're never going to get back on your feet. I get it. But you're alive. There are a lot of people who are not. If you have a terminal disease, you don't give up. You don't listen to the doctors. You listen to them, but they're not God. Let me tell you one thing that you need to hear about Joe Dispenza, Dr. Joe Dispenza, the one that I gave you the link to. He's helped people change their mindset. And some people have had cancer, reprogrammed their brain. And I don't know exactly how it works, but some of them beat cancer. What you need to understand, and it's almost hard to comprehend, and it's really deep. It's real deep. But our minds literally, because of a higher power, our minds can literally get us healed or killed. Yeah, both. So if we do it right, we can heal ourselves. And I know a lot of you are like, there's no way, but there is a way. And there's documented proof in a lot of places. We can literally change our lives with our mindsets. So I'm imploring you to take 5 minutes a day to listen to Dr. Joe or Dr. Bruce Lipton or Les Brown or Ivan Harris Sr. Because guess what? Or even come to my videos. Because we're about bringing people up. We are about seeing people do better. I personally, I have a mission. I want to see everybody be able to get abundance and be able to go into any store and never have to worry about not being able to get what you need. Now, a lot of people say that's an impossible dream. Impossible? Really? Really? You still believe that? Gals, guys, nothing is impossible. You don't believe me? When the airplane was invented, people thought people were trying to invent an airplane were insane. Guess what? Planes exist. We all know that, right? Don't buy into that stuff, man and woman. Don't buy into it. Don't be brainwashed by what people think. You have your own brain. You may be an inventor of an incredible invention. Or you may start a brand new company or industry. You know, when I was born, cell phones did not exist, guys and gals. And some of the first cell phones were huge and heavy and didn't work very well. The point is this: you don't know what's coming yet. That's not to be condescending, like, you don't know. No, that's a blessing. Because wait till you see what comes next. I'm telling you, you're going to like it. I don't know what it is, but I know it's coming. So before I go, you're looking at a guy who watched his own dad die in front of his face from a drunk driver at the age of 12 years old in 1976. A person that almost got killed numerous times. I've been through the ringer and more, physically and psychologically, and I'm still here, and I'm still feeling great, and I'm still here working for all of us to have a better life. Not necessarily better, but more abundance, more income, more access to health care, food, shelter, you name it. Fun. See, I like something called fun. Yeah, I like me some fun. About 2 weeks ago now, I was on one of my favorite roller coasters in the entire world. I was at Kennywood Park in West Mifflin, PA. And I got on the Thunderbolt, the roller coaster, the Thunderbolt. I hadn't been able to go to the park for 2 years for various reasons. I hadn't been able to go on my favorite roller coaster. I got on it, and wow, did it feel good. I love roller coasters. People are like, you do realize you're 60 years old. So what? I love roller coasters. I even have friends that be like, man, I wouldn't go on those if you paid me $1 million. I'd be like, well, I would. And I did. Yeah, I love fun. On my TV series, I had some pretty interesting types of people, including ghost hunters, believe it or not, psychics, and magicians, and of course, musicians. And fortunately, politicians, but I had musicians and magicians and illusionists. Yeah. Like I said, I like me some fun. So, in closing, time to live life. Now, do you have a day job or a day career? Are you happy in it? That's great if you are. Let me give you some breaking news. Get yourself a side hustle. Become the CEO of your own business. Earn money each time you get a sale or a membership or an affiliate. Yeah, you. Well, it's a lot of responsibility. So I don't know how. Learn. See, I'm not giving any of you a pass. Ever. Because I love you too much for that. If I'm going to be tough on me, I'm going to be tough on you. I want to say that one more time. If I'm going to be tough on me, I'm going to be tough on you. Your life matters. And it's not to be at some job being underappreciated. Now, look, I'm proud of you for doing the jobs you do. But it's about time you earn what you're worth. And you're worth a whole lot more than you're earning. So I want you to remember that. You're worth more than you think. So in closing, I am Al Torcaso. My cell phone is 412-559-2731. And on Tuesday in the United States of America, November the 5th, 2024, there's an election. Candidates in America like to say, I approve of this message. Well, I'm Al Torcaso, and I approve of this YouTube Live and this message because I approve of you and you having prosperity, abundance, and a wonderful life. Now, with regards to me answering and reviewing and answering these questions and statements on the chat, I'm working to get the replay, but because of the technology, I can't usually get it. And I don't want to get my head up real close because it's no fun for you and it's definitely no fun for me. But I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you. So I'm gonna do something I don't want to do. I'm gonna just take a quick peek. This is the only way I could do it, guys and gals. Let me see where I'm at here. Oh, well, I appreciate that. Somebody like positivity. Looks like Gold Canyon. Hopefully I got that right. Gold Canyon 340. I appreciate you. One other thing, guys and gals. My email address is ACTORAJ2. That's actor AJ2 at gmail.com. I'll tell you what I'd like you to do. Email me your statements, but also let me know what your YouTube channel is. Just go ahead and email me. That way, you can let me know and I will subscribe to you. I would appreciate you subscribing here, pressing the like, if you will. But I don't have a problem subscribing to your channels. I've been doing that. I believe in supporting each other. I guess I'm old school. I tell people I'm so old school. I was here before the school. But we won't go on that ride. Hey, forget about it. I also tell people I'm so old. I had the first water on the planet Earth. But hey, forget about it over here. So good morning to everybody. Remember that the actor AJ2 at gmail.com, and then I can actually respond to anything you've been asking me, and I can hopefully join and subscribe to your channel. One thing I need you to know, when I subscribe to a channel, most of the time I do press the notification bell. So I don't know if that helps even more with your channels. I don't know. But I think that's called respect. For me, it's all about respect. Oh, yeah, big time. Love all of you. Remember, you're better than you think or been led to believe. I love all of you. God bless you. 412-559-2731. And remember, you matter. Oh, yeah, you do. You matter. God bless all of you. Have a fantastic weekend.